Um, so I think that I was back in high school, but it was like, it felt, I've moved a lot of different schools in my life, and it felt like the building was like a combination of a lot of different, uh, like I went to 4 different high school programs, and it felt like a combination. But the students that were around me were from one school, and usually, um, it was from the school I went to my sophomore year, and usually they, I don't usually, I have a lot of dreams where I'm back in school, but I don't remember a lot where I'm at this school. So it's interesting, but it was also very much so like my middle school, and because this the students at this school, my sophomore year, it was like kind of a big school. There's a lot of kids, but I went to a small Catholic middle school where there's just one class per grade, and everyone went to the same classes. So it's just like 30 kids who would go to walk together to the same classes, and it felt like that, except it was like 1,000 people rushing into their actually. Oh, now it's coming. Now I'm remembering this. Okay, so it wasn't everyone going to the same rooms at the same time, but it was like the hallways were constantly crowded, like really, really crowded, with people like rushing to go to their rooms. And they were all in like, they all knew exactly where to be at the same time, and like I had this sense of like, I'm coming back. I didn't. It didn't feel like I. It was like a normal day. Like, oh, this is just a day where I'm going to school. I felt like for some reason I'm going back to school, even though I graduated already. I'm going back, and so it was like kind of out of place. I was like not really caring about like, I didn't even know. Everyone else was like knowing what their schedule was, knowing where to be. I didn't even know which room to be in, and I remember like I like walked into one room, and it was like a bunch of like kids who were like clearly younger than me and not my grade. So I was like, oh, this is probably not where I'm supposed to be. So I like sat down. I sat down for a second until I realized that, and then I walked out. But there were so many students, like it's kind of ridiculous. And then, um, so I don't think I ever figured out where I was supposed to be, but I know I ended up sitting in some classroom, unsure of like whether or not it was mine, but also not really caring, because I was like feeling like, well, I'm not even in high school anymore. Like I don't know, it didn't make a lot of sense. But um yeah, and when I did end up staying in one room, it was like I could recognize some of the students that were around me as my old classmates from my sophomore year. Um, but I still felt like kind of out of place there. And like I remember that like I was talking to these two other students, and I was wearing I was wearing this, like, I'll just show you.
Okay, take your time. I love visual aids.
I was wearing this shirt that I never wear. This.
Oh,
And this kid was like, why are you dressed like that? Like, trying to be like, I don't think he was like bullying me. He was just like making conversation that, like, jokingly bullying. I think it's more common in my generation because I was never, I mean, I was never bullied, but I feel like people bully each other jokingly
yeah.
more.
Teasing?
Teasing, yeah.
Gotcha.
And I was like, I don't know, I just like to dress like a farmer. That's what I said. I like to look like a farmer. And they laughed, but it felt like there was like a certain, like, they don't really get it. That's as much as I remember right now.